y'all, if you're now on your phones, I think you could like put Twitch in the background. I need y'all to do me a big favor. Because I'm gonna try to get back on stream afterwards. There's a bunch of topics to discuss. I don't have enough time, but I wanted to stream early to kind of give you the insight if you want to be a part of this like live podcasting. So we're doing this live podcast at 7 o'clock. I understand that today, if you ask me, I would have postponed it, but obviously there's other shit that's going on that, is kind of beyond me. And, for me, Young Dolph died today. I don't really want to talk to nobody else. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. But, such is the case when you got schedules, this and third, and other companies and people who are, or have planned things. So I'm doing a live podcast of Off the Record with Ian Dior. I think we've talked about him a couple times. I would love for you guys to be a part of it. I want you guys to, I might have to tell me some questions to ask this motherfucker, okay? This is going down on Spotify's Green Room app, or Spotify Green Room. I think that's the full name. You could download it for free. It's just like Clubhouse. You basically make an account. You search my name, Akademiks, follow me, and I'm going to have a room that goes live in literally about, 17 minutes? So about in 15 minutes from now, I got to get off stream. So I'm going to get on there, and I'm going to talk to him for about an hour or so. That's going to be a live podcast. It's going to be on my podcast page on Spotify afterwards. But if you want to be a part of it live, because I do want to like bring people up on stage, I want to fuck with it a little bit. If you ever wanted to have your voice a part of the podcast, by the way, it's only audio. So we ain't get that far where niggas is like zooming in. But that's the opportunity. It's called Spotify Green Room. Download the app, make an account, and just follow me. I'm going live on there at 7 o'clock. Really quickly, before I even talk about the app anymore, I really want to just send my sincerest condolences to the entire Paper Route Empire team. To hear the news and to, I got contacted by some people who were on the ground today, kind of detailing me what happened with Young Dolph. Very sad situation. Every time I hear about a rapper being involved in an incident, sometimes we're kind of trained and fooled to think, oh, okay, no, they're gonna make it. I remember when I heard Nipsey got shot, I'm like, oh, he's gonna make it. And obviously, like if you think about Young Dolph's life, there's been multiple times people have tried to kill him or try to, hurt him with, obviously some gun violence. And, he either survived or, he was in a bulletproof vehicle. But unfortunately, this time, that was not the case. He went to this cookie shop. Apparently he was getting his mom cookies. Dudes pulled up, just start firing instantly into the spot. We don't know if anybody else was hit, but Young Dolph was hit and he died. I heard that he was firing back. I don't know if that's completely verified, but from what people said, it looked like he was trying to defend himself. But still, you know what happened. I feel like we go through these situations like every couple of months where we're mourning another rapper. And, we got to be honest, man. This shit is ridiculous that's going on. Young Dolph is just, he was a filthy rich motherfucker from South Memphis, made it out against all the odds, changing multiple people's lives. If you don't know what Paper Route Empire is, like that's his label, PRE or whatever. And I know a couple people over there because, again, I talk to most either labels or indie labels, behind the scenes. Like there's a staff over there, there's a staff. There's a lot of people that rely on Young Dolph. And it's only in hip hop do you see the CEO, the boss, the guy who essentially is funding the whole operation go out in a tragic death at a store. You know what I mean? Like, again, not saying other people don't, move with precaution, but I don't think, like, for the people who invest in Tesla, like the last thing you would expect is if Elon Musk got killed. You know what I mean? Like that's not even something of the norm. Like in other worlds where you have these entrepreneurs that have become CEOs and bosses. But in hip hop, as it's sad that usually, I won't say usually, but sometimes the goal was to get rich, but it's usually cut short by death and tragedy. So, I send my condolences to the entire team. I seen a bunch of people from Paper Route kind of like, deactivate and probably for just many reasons. They're probably not trying to give statements about shit. People are just so inquisitive. Like, when something happens, niggas hit you up just to ask you about some shit. Like, they don't really care. They're just trying to like they're trying to get it from the horse's mouth. Yo, damn, who did that? Like, get the, what I mean? So like, you gotta respect people's privacy, peace, respect people mournings, period. Um, from what I hear, he had kids. He had a wife or a leading lady in his life. Obviously, his mother cared about him a lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of employees, work associates, business partners that are obviously going to be feeling this in many ways. Memphis is a place that's kind of, I've never been there, but from all the accounts from, and by the way, I've interviewed Dolph. I've interviewed, a few other people from Memphis as well. They all kind of describe it as a place that, it's small. It's big, but it's not big. It's small in a way, Um, you have a lot of the ecosystem that's happening in Memphis is something that is great because we're getting good music out of it, but it's a very tense situation, such is the case with many other places, So I just want to send my condolences to Dolph, family, and anybody else. Somebody said, where, what are y'all talking about? Live by the streets, die by the streets. I won't necessarily say that. It's hard for me to say that. I think we're making assumptions if you're just saying live by the streets, die by the streets instantly. I think people look, and this is the thing about when you beef with somebody publicly and people know you have issues publicly, when something happens to you, the first thought is going to be that those people you were having problems with did it. We don't really know who did anything to Dolph. We don't know if it's connected to maybe public beefs he had or public issues with niggas, or maybe it was just some random person. It could be a hater. There's been deaths in hip hop that didn't have to do with beef. Think about the XXXTentacion death. When he got killed, he wasn't beefing with niggas. He wasn't living by the street, dying by the street. But again, coming from very impoverished neighborhoods and also being people of color, when you choose to stay in certain type of environments, there's a lot of jealousy, envy that breeds. Not saying that's necessarily the case here, but I'm saying that there's a mixed bag of things that could happen in terms of why shit like this happens. Until we know who did it, we can't be on some shit like, oh, nah, just live by the streets, die by the streets. You know what I mean? Again, somebody says, go check Soulja Boy's Instagram. I think Soulja Boy's trying to troll this situation out. I love Soulja, but that's tasteless. I'm gonna tell you why it's tasteless. First of all, even if I don't think Dolph and Soulja had no issues, and even if there were words exchanged, I don't think it was that serious. But I always say death absolves and kind of ends all beef. And if you ask me, this would be Soulja Boy trying to capitalize on the fact that he had issues with Dolph right before he died and trying to promote a song, which is kind of like, Soulja, for all the great things you've done, and you definitely know how to get attention. If you're trying to capitalize off somebody else's death to promote a song, that's not cool. That's not cool. You feel me? We got to keep it 100. That's not cool. You know what I mean? And also, when you put that energy out there, like shit comes back around. People gonna remember that. People always remember that shit. Now, even if it was just internet trolling and jokes before, now you put it in a realm where I don't know if his people in Key Glock or whoever could be like, oh, you know what, that's just Soulja. We were just going back and forth. Now it might feel a little malicious. Again, I didn't hear the song, so maybe it's just completely unrelated. Maybe it's coincidence. But just even looking at some of the comments there, it looked like he's super, super duper, super doing some indirect shit, but it's very tasteless given the timing, if you ask me. But again, ain't no rules to this shit, man. Ain't no rules to this shit. All right, let me see. Someone said the song was made yesterday. Someone said Soulja was getting cover art last night. All right, maybe he was gonna drop it anyway. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Someone said I heard they put Memphis on a curfew. They probably did. Hey, we could sit and let me see. I see Drake posted some shit. I'm trying to see if there's a curfew. It probably is gonna be a curfew. Yeah. Okay. No, there hasn't been a curfew, but there's a councilman that is is encouraging a curfew because of violence that they're expecting to happen. It's kind of sad. All right, yo, I'm gonna get back to all of this because we also got to talk Drake and Ye kind of squashing their beef. I didn't get to that. Give me a second. I'm posting Instagram. Oh yeah, I asked what happens to Instagram, right?